Oh, okay. Hello, everybody. This is Dee Dee of Wild Audio Blog. Hope everybody's doing okay. Excuse the last recording that I did. I was actually testing it on my laptop, which was came out to be pretty okay. I'm guessing. How come I can't hear myself? Is the volume up or down? High volume for long periods of time can something says. But I hope everybody's doing okay. As for me, it's a Friday. It's September the 29th, 2017. This year is going by very quickly. And yeah, if you sit back and you look at the time and the date and everything, I'm like, 2006, not 16, 2017 is really, really going to be ending very, very, very soon. Sooner or later it's going to be October, which is going to be Halloween. When you have all the little kitties going around, getting candy, knocking on door to door, make sure that, parents, please, make sure you have some type of adult supervision with your kitties. If you cannot go, make sure an older brother or sister go with the little ones to go get candy, because things are not like how it used to be back in the days when kids can just go in your neighborhood and go ask for candy and be okay. Nowadays, you don't know who is your actual neighbor. So, please, if you can see the forest from the trees, and I'm going to put it like that, make sure you are there with your kids. Another thing, too, one of the things that's really bothering me is a lot of places are starting to disappear. I don't know if you see it, but it's straight there in everybody's faces that there are a lot of places that are disappearing, and it's kind of scary, because if you go and you look at a normal map and seeing what's actually there, and then you say to yourself, let's look at the map in the next few months, everything is going. Everything is disappearing. Everything is demolishing. I don't know what to put it, how to put it. The weather is actually changing. It's when you have to sit back and say to yourself, I understand one hurricane, but 5, one after the other, that's not normal. Rain that rains for days and that actually are 4 feet high. Your home is destroyed. Your memories are destroyed from weather. Something's not right. And I know that there are people that it has not affected are saying that it has nothing to do with them, but it does, because everything gets affected. And one thing I have to say, folks, is that I constantly have been telling people from the get-go that everybody in this world, some way, somehow, is connected. Don't look at the next man or the next woman and say, well, whatever they're going through, it has nothing to do with me. Yeah, everything has something to do with somebody. Everybody's connected some way by the dots. It's like you have a whole bunch of dots on a piece of paper, and you try to connect them. They all connect. They all connect. So it's like you can't kind of turn away with a blind eye because and say it's never going to happen to you, because it will happen to you. Maybe not now, maybe not tomorrow, but it will definitely happen. And people really need to just be aware. Be aware and to stay on point. Try to stay on point with what's going on. I'm like, when I was little, we didn't really think about politics that much. We didn't look into we knew about current events and stuff like that, but we didn't actually pay too much attention to war and egos and beliefs and how people see certain things and how people react to certain people, and and I guess it was because, to me, this is my opinion, it's because when I was growing up, we didn't have the cell phones. We had landlines and we had television. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have Snapchat or Facebook or Instagram. We had libraries and books and newspapers and the news. But we knew about current events, but it wasn't current events that are happening like this. It's like everything is now so open that people are seeing more and more and more. Maybe I can't say that this wasn't happening. I guess this was happening from the time I was small, but we didn't have that extra avenues to find out exactly what was really going on. How do people think? What do people thought about the U.S.? The U.S., what they thought about other countries, the budget, the debts that we owed to different countries, and we didn't know those things because our way of researching, communicating was very limited back then. If you look at it. But now that the libraries that we had to get dressed and put on our shoes and get our books and put in a book bag and walk to sit down and search and go through the library logs to find certain particular books, to find out about countries and what were their rules and lifestyles and dress and things of that nature. We had to get up and travel to those places. Now, we don't do that. We can research all that stuff from our fingertips. And then when I look at it, it was like when I had to go and research about, let's say, Japan. I took my books, my pens, my if I took lunch with me, I took lunch, and I got up and I walked or took the bus to the library. Now, in that whole process, I collected all the information, all the materials I needed to get my information. Even with health, from walking from one place to the other, I had exercise to get the information I needed, the books. And now that we're in an age where technology is king or queen or whatever, that the value, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, the value of a book is starting to disappear. You actually have to ask yourself how many people still go and look into magazines, physically look into a magazine, buy a magazine off the rack to read it, to fill the pages, to look at the print, or a book, to see if it's hardcover or softcover and read the words one by one, having that light on just to continue reading a normal book. Everything is done through technology. That the realness and the feel of books has really kind of fade away. Not completely. There are some people out there that still go to the extent of wanting to feel that book, get that feel. I try to understand this, but people got to look at it like the what ifs, and it's like I keep on repeating myself, and I always used to say this from before. Kind of like think of what ifs. What if whoever made cell phones, the cell phone towers are down and stuff like that? How would you be able to get your information? There's no internet. Internet is gone. Do the new generation know how to go and look up a book? Look up how to find it by category, from department, and get your information from there. That's why I always say to myself, and I'm saying to others, that never ever forget the basics. Because when technology fails, you always have to go back to the basics. And if you don't know how to handle or work the basics, you will be lost. You will be seriously lost. And to me, that's scary. That's scary for me to look at and hope that this new generation understands that, at least try to understand the basics and keep it in mind. This world is like this. It's like the weather. Time is passing. I don't understand. Oh, I don't understand at all. It's crazy. I really don't understand it at all. But for now, I just want to say, why don't we do this type of challenge? Everybody's doing challenges and stuff like that. Why don't people just take a day and put down the tablets and the cell phones. If you have a landline, that's fine. Keep the landline. But the tablets, the laptops, the computers, the cell phones, all of that, put them away, lock them up for a whole day. and go back to a basic. Writing a letter and addressing it to somebody and sending it off, or finding a favorite author and picking out a book and reading half of the book. Watch a movie that the whole family can actually sit down and watch, and then have a discussion about it, and what are your views on the movie, and can you relate it to everyday life, and see how the director or the writer, and understand why did they portray the movie that way, and see was it a good thing or a bad thing, and try to make a discussion or something like that. And try to get used to that. And if you could do it for one full day, then try for another week and another week until start getting used to it and get back to the basics, because God forbid, technology can come and go. But the basics will always be there. Always. Well, yeah. Well, people, I'm going to kind of cut this short. Just testing out things, so. This is Dee Dee from Wild Audio Blog. Send me a message. Tell me what you think. Give me an advice on a good book to read, or research something, or I like to hear from you. I've been constantly saying it over and over and over again. I would like to hear from the people out there, but nobody ever sends anything. But think about it. Think about what I said. Listen to it again and think about it some more. This is Dee Dee Wild Audio Blog signing out. Peace.